Good morning, everybody. So, first recording back from my little hiatus. Yeah, so this is a roof clean. I'm gonna turn you round and show you. So this looks to me like a 1960s house, ex-council I think, but it's got an extension on it which is I think twice the size of the original building, judging by the next door neighbours. Yeah, so absolutely, I can't tell whether that's the original roof. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, so excuse me. I've got a really bad cold. I don't know if anyone's got the same. I think so many people in the UK have got this cold at the moment. Funnily enough, my kids didn't bring it in and give it to me. I brought it in and gave it to the rest of my family. So I'm sorry, my lovely wife and my beautiful kids. You're all sniffling and coughing because of me. Anyway, so sorry, enough of that. Just wanted to say thank you so much to all of my lovely viewers, my regular viewers, and ones that I've maybe not spoken to before or had any comments from before, and maybe you do watch me, I don't know. There's no way I can know, but I've had so many comments of kindness and support, telling me just to take it easy and not to rush to do a video if I'm not up to it and stuff, or and that you appreciate the apology and stuff, and just acknowledging that I had a little break. So yeah, I can't tell you how much I was a little scared about posting that video, to be honest, because I'm not going to lie, I am definitely more introverted than I am extroverted. I like to keep myself to myself. I don't like to express my feelings openly. I realise that's probably a bad thing and I should learn to be more open, but I'm getting there. So thank you so much. Those comments meant the world to me, and you made me feel much better. So thank you. Right, okay, that's the house. Can't really see it too well because of I think it's a bit dark because the sun's just sort of starting to come up now. Okay, so there's the back. The issue, there's a little bit of issue with getting over that conservatory there, but it's not too bad. The only issue is maybe getting a little bit of mess on the neighbour's side, so I will go knock and say hello and say sorry. If there is any mess, I will clear it up. Yeah, so I walked around and I saw this and I thought, oh no, I'm either going to have to cover that up or not treat the roof, because if any chemical goes into a pond, whether it be DDAC back 50 biocides or sodium hypochlorite, it is going to kill those fish. But luckily for me, there's no fish in there. To be honest, there's not much of anything there. It's just a bit neglected, green and slimy. It's just, I'm assuming at one point it was quite a nice pond full of fish and plant life, but not anymore. It's a bit gloomy, dull, and I mean, bear in mind it is winter, so things never look very good in the winter, but yeah, there's nothing in there, so I'm not too concerned. To be honest, the likelihood of actually anything splashing in there is very slim, but it would just be my luck that if there was fish in there, it would land in there and kill them. So you've always got to be careful around ponds, either cover them up or just not do the job. And covering them up, it can be quite difficult, because unless you have support in the middle that holds up the tarpaulin, say, I mean, I suppose you could put boards over the top as well, which would probably be the best idea in this case, but if you were only using tarpaulin, it can sink in and then the water flows over the top of it and stuff, and it doesn't really do much. So yeah, tarpaulin actually would be a terrible idea on this one. It would be boards. Anyway, right, enough of that. I am waffling, I can tell that. So enough talking. I actually am going to go up to the garage now and get myself a coffee, but then I'll be back. I'll get the scaffold tower up and we'll get cracking. See you in a bit. Right, scaff tower's up. I'm nearly ready to rock. So I just wanted to point a couple of things out. So as I said earlier, that's an extension. So they are obviously newer tiles. These tiles here are, I'm almost certain now that they are the original roof tiles from the 60s or 70s. These are newer tiles. So these ones here are going to be like a very light beige. These ones here are dark brown, and eventually when they weather down they will look beige like these. So these would have originally been brown like these ones, but they just weather away. That coating that they start with, that just weathers away. It's completely normal. It's natural erosion. Natural erosion is a very powerful thing. It's what carves out valleys over the millennia. Sorry for the geography lesson, but I just don't think some people get how much erosion does affect roof tiles, because we get the people like myself, me and my fellow roof cleaners, we get a lot of abuse from online haters that think that we are eroding away that colour, that coating, when we're not. It's the weather. We are using low pressure. We are not taking anything away. All we are doing is taking away the dirt, the organic growth and the moss. So look, there is a classic example of natural erosion. So look, you can see they're brown originally, and then they just start to weather away, and underneath is that beige colour. So these tiles are probably, I don't know, at a guess 15 to 20 years old maybe, and they're starting to weather away. See, brown with beige underneath. It's not me, because I know what'll happen. I'll get people commenting going, oh, you've caused that beige, you've taken away the coating. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't people that go around using far too much pressure, causing damage to roofs. There's plenty of people like that. They're a menace to our industry, but people like myself and a lot of the guys on YouTube that do this, we use low pressure. Also, there's a cracked tile there. Sorry, I can't see on this tiny little screen. There somewhere. There's another one there. Up we go. So there you go. There's, you can see a little bit better now. You can definitely see the old roof here. So it's, once I clean all that off, you'll see it's nice creamy beige. Over here you can see little bits where the moss has fallen off, and it's exposed the darker brown, which is fading to the lighter colour that these are. This roof looks in very good condition. I can see a tile up there with moss growing underneath it, pushing it up. See, there you go, another reason why moss is no good for your roof. I mean, it pushes the tiles up, and that causes them to crack as well, especially when it freezes. That's even worse. Okay, so there's a tile missing there. Sorry, I cannot see because the sun is shining right in my eyes. But there's a missing tile there. I'm going to take a load of photos. But yeah, anyway, so the gutters are now disconnected. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Okay, so just wanted to show you something. Look at this. So you've got these patches here, patch there, look, just patches dotted around. But then over there, like here and there, it's all uniform. Yes, it's worn around the edges, but I pointed that out before I started. Yeah, so all sort of uniform up the top there, and then you've got this load here that's all patchy. Now, obviously I've got no way of proving this. All I can do is speculate, but if you look, so that tile is a different, the beige underneath is a different tile to the beige underneath these darker ones here. They're more yellow. They're more of a yellowy, sandy, a sort of yellowy colour, and these are a more beige colour. So I suspect they're different tiles of different ages. I mean, look, there's no way I can possibly know, but I would imagine that when they made this, the builders or the roofers had some reclaimed tiles that were in pretty good condition at the time, so they reused them rather than fork out for newer ones like these ones were, and they've just mixed them in with the new ones. That's all I can think, because they are clearly a different tile. Yellow, light. I mean, I don't. Is that showing up on camera? I mean, I can see it with my eyes. They're different colours underneath, so they're different tiles. They must be. I would say these are probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 years older than these. I mean, they could have mixed them in a bit better than that, if I'm honest. I mean, big lump there, big lump there. I'd have personally mixed them up nice and evenly, because it just doesn't look great, does it? But anyway, yeah, strange one, but that's what I think happened. Morning everyone. So last day for me on this roof clean. I just wanted to show you something. You know what we were discussing, well, you know what I was discussing around the front, where I suspect, like I say, I've got no way of proving this, but I strongly suspect that that is the case, that when they built that extension at the front, they used a mix of brand new tiles and reclaimed ones that at the time would have been in very good condition, but would have been slightly more weathered than the new ones. They've done that around the back, and in the back, around the back, it's even worse. But look at that. So you've got like a little square patch there, another patch up the top. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, those are two different age tiles up there. Ultimately, the reason these customers have hired me to clean this roof is because they were sick and tired of the moss falling on the floor, making an absolute mess. It was landing in that conservatory there. The gutters are really deep along the side and the back. Sorry, the side and the front. What was happening? It was building up in those gutters, and stuff was growing in the gutters, and there was like a forest growing out of there. So to prevent that, obviously get rid of the moss, and then there's nothing will go in there to feed anything growing. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, look, it looks better as far as I'm concerned, but you could argue it doesn't look great this side. But give it another 20 years, 25 years, that'll all wear away, all that dark brown will have worn off, and it will match that side more. But it will never match perfectly, because the beige underneath is a different colour to that one, because that's like a beigey pink terracotta sort of colour. That's a sort of, I mean, the ones they've used that are that were previously reclaimed are a slightly lighter beige underneath, and the ones that are darker brown are a slightly darker beige. So that it's never ever going to match. But look, like I said, I'm not here. This work hasn't been done for aesthetics. It's been done to remove the moss, stop the moss cracking the tiles, lifting them up, and to stop all the moss landing on the floor and blocking their gutters. Right, let's carry on with the clean. Right everyone, 6.5 bags of moss later to be disposed of, and I'm done. Okay, there we are. So only one missing towel on the whole job, just up there. Okay, so there's the back. So I'm just going to send the drone up, get some better shots. Oh, I've got something in my shoe. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, forgot to say, thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers guys.